as a full-time content creator who earns a living from short-form videos. Through years of trial and error, coupled with valuable insights from over 100 million views, I've learned quite a lot. And so in this video, I'm going to share 10 tips that have been instrumental in getting me to where I am today, and I'll explain what each tip entails, why it's important, and how you can implement it. From generating ideas to staying organized, formatting, editing, these tips cover the spectrum of what it takes to thrive in the short form content creation ecosystem. And after watching this video, you'll hopefully walk away with some actionable tips that will provide you with the guidance and inspiration that you need to achieve sustainable success in the dynamic, competitive, all over the place realm of short form content creation. So the first tip is the idea funnel. Your idea funnel serves as the reservoir from which you draw inspiration and concepts for your content. Why is this important? Well, maintaining a robust supply of ideas ensures that you never run dry when it comes time to create. And so how do you have a good idea kind of funnel system? You want to have both a proactive and reactive approach to idea generation. A proactive approach means you are dedicated time every week seeking inspiration by scouring social media platforms like Reddit, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. You're looking for trending topics and discussions, what your audience are talking about. Additionally, you should also remain receptive to spontaneous sparks of creativity while engaging with content online. We all sit there and doom scroll, and whilst this is mindless, it can also be an opportunity to find great ideas for content. And then once you start to do both of these things more, you'll become an idea machine. You'll spot ideas quicker, knowing what content to create will be easy, and you'll also discover for yourself where the best places are to look for golden information in your niche. And then you can just prioritize that source for when you proactively look. This is definitely a skill and something you'll get better at over time, but the more you practice, the better you'll get, the quicker you'll get, and those ideas will just start flowing, trust me. However, this is all well said and done, but you need to actually be storing these ideas in some level of organized way, which brings us on to point number 2, which is idea storage. So what is idea storage? Well, it is kind of what it says on the tin. It involves organizing, cataloging your ideas / concepts for easy retrieval and management. Why do you do this? Because efficient idea storage streamlines your creative process. It allows you to access and prioritize ideas effortlessly. And if you're not storing all of your ideas, you're just going to forget them. What are you doing? Come on, it's easy. And so how do you do it? You want to utilize digital tools such as Kanban boards through either Trello or Notion to create a visual representation of your ideas. Focus on simplicity and practicality, prioritizing accessibility to those ideas rather than over elaborate organizational structures. And what I mean by this is people often get caught up on making their content dashboard look all pretty and fancy so they feel more organized, but it doesn't actually result in more work. I've been there, I've tried it, and what I have found works really well for me is to just focus on my next 5 videos. I look through my ideas and I try to put my best ideas first, and as I have better ones, they move into the next 5 ideas and the other ones move out. And this is what I'm focusing on. What are my next 5 ideas? And by doing this should help massively with tip number 3, which is consistency. And so what is consistency? This entails adhering to a regular posting schedule. You'll hear this thrown around by just about every creator under the sun. You need to be consistent, and because it's true. And why is it true? Well, the 3 main reasons why I think it's true is because firstly, it helps you get your reps in. This is gonna obviously help you improve. Secondly, this is you showing up for your audience, which will strengthen loyalty and build trust. And then thirdly, platforms love it when you're predictable and consistent. If you go a while without posting, you will see it. Your videos views will drop significantly, and that will hurt. So you need to be consistent. And so how do you do this? You want to establish a posting frequency that actually aligns with your capacity and resources. Rather than overcommitting to posting every day and risking burnout, opt for something that's actually sustainable, that allows you to kind of be consistent with your output. My personal recommendation is to post every other day or every 2 or 3 days so that you don't stress yourself out every day thinking about what you need to post, and it will give you more time to come up with ideas and also develop your next 5 ideas. And the other main tip is, if you do miss a day that you plan to post because life gets in the way, make sure you prioritize posting the next day above everything else. Say to yourself, I am not missing posting tomorrow, because as soon as you break the habit of consistency, it's really hard to get back into the rhythm. So yeah, that would be another key tip there that's helped me kind of get back into the kind of consistency and kind of not fall off. And so the next few tips are more focused around formatting and editing, with tip number 4 being about engaging hooks. What are engaging hooks? Engaging hooks are attention-grabbing elements that are strategically placed within the first few seconds of your video. You need to focus most of your effort on the first 3 seconds of your video. Why? Because you haven't got long to capture people's short-span attention, and unless you get straight into it, people will swipe away. So how do you create engaging hooks? Well, you really want to experiment with different types. These can be spoken, visual, or text, or all 3, and potentially including some sort of pattern interrupt that just kind of just explodes on the screen and gets people's attention. Make it very clear in a short amount of time what you are about to show, with a clear payoff, or leave people wanting to know more because you generate intrigue, or lead with a question people want answering. A good way that I like to think about it is, what is the main piece of value of the video, and how can I package that into the first 3 seconds that is digestible and makes people want to watch more? Which brings me nicely onto tip number 5, which is about making your video easy to understand. And so what this means is that it's about ensuring your videos are easy to comprehend, both visually and by what you are saying. Simplify complex concepts, because this will improve like accessibility and inclusivity, catering to like a diverse audience demographic. Not everyone knows what you know, and you should always assume your content is being shown to someone that potentially knows very little about your topic. And so how do you actually do this? Well, you want to maintain clarity both through visuals and narration. Avoid unnecessary complex jargon that may alienate viewers, and consider the perspective of a first-time viewer and strive to deliver information in a concise and accessible manner. You want to avoid over-editing a video and instead just use an appropriate amount of editing. A great tip I try to adhere to is to keep everything at eye level when making cuts. Make it easy for your viewers to follow the visuals along with the narration. You need to remember that you may have watched your video 50 times and know exactly what's going to happen and where to look, but the viewer doesn't. Additionally, you can utilize tools that will give you feedback on like how complex or easy to understand your language is by like giving it like a reading score. So you want to aim for like 4 or 5 here so that you know that kind of most people are going to understand what you're saying. Tip number 6 focuses on how you actually get a lot better, a lot quicker, especially at the last 2 things that I've spoken about. And this is through continuous learning. Continuous learning, and I'm big on this. This involves actively seeking out educational resources to improve your skills and knowledge base with regards to content creation, because too many people rely on consistency for improvement alone, which only gets you so far. You need to be consistent at learning how to get better. And so how do you do this? Well, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is every week dedicate time to consuming educational content, such as YouTube tutorials, podcasts, online courses, anything and everything related to content creation. This could be around editing technique, storytelling principles, you name it. Stay curious and open-minded and really strive to get better. For me, this was the biggest thing that kind of took me from here to here when it comes to being a high quality content creator all round, because I was just watching more videos from people who just knew a lot more than me, and I picked up so much more, so much quicker. And one way to also help with continuous learning leads me on to tip number 7, which is observing creators in your niche. I kind of alluded to it there about like kind of looking at creators that are better than me. But what you want to do here is you want to find people in your niche that are killing it and pay attention to what they are doing. This is going to provide you lots of great insight because their audience is your audience. So you can get a better understanding of what your audience likes to watch and engage with. This is then obviously going to help you come up with more ideas for content. Easy. It's pretty simple. My best advice for implementing this is just create a simple spreadsheet or list with all of these creators in and keep adding to it. And every few weeks, just go back to their page and see what's working and what's not. And then think, how can you jump on anything that they're doing and reinvent kind of the ideas in your own style? Because if you continue to actively do this, you're going to learn not only how to create better content, but also have so many more ways of kind of coming up with ideas and creating new ideas, which leads me on to point number 8, which is experimenting with different formats. And what this means is experimenting with different ways of presenting ideas and concepts. Why do you do this? Because diversifying your formats, you'll not only strengthen the connection between you and your audience, but it will also help you discover formats that really work for you in terms of numbers. You need to step outside your comfort zone here, and, look at, doing different formats, filming in different locations, storytelling techniques, drawing inspiration from successful content from not just your own niche, but across various niches, and adapt proven formats to suit your style and audience. This will help you uncover hidden gems that work for you, that you can continue to reuse and remake, which brings me on to point number 9, which is about repurposing content. And so what does this mean? It means looking back at your content and recreating videos that have performed well in the past, or you think you've got a new spin on that will do well. And the reason why you should do this is simple. If it worked before, it will usually work again. And so my best advice for actually doing this effectively, this isn't just about reposting an old video. I recommend to look at that video, evaluate what you think caused the high performance, and then start tweaking it. Keep the hook the same, keep the format the same, keep the pacing the same, cut out any fluff or dead space. It's like you're recreating the video again, but it's just now going to be more polished because it's likely that since you posted that video, you've actually become better at making videos anyway. So, you're going to be able to make the video like better. And one thing I would really recommend is trying to give additional value compared to the original video. Take a look in the comments and see if there's anything you might have missed or could include. And by doing this, what you're doing, you're not only capitalizing on a well-performing video, which should do well again and reach new people, but for the people that have already seen the original video, you're giving them additional value and a reason to watch this video as well. And so last but not least is tip number 10, which is monetization strategy. This is about developing a strategy that explores various revenue streams to sustain and grow your content creation endeavors. Why? Well, I assume you want to be a full-time content creator. However, income streams can be pretty volatile, so it's important to figure out how you can diversify yourself. It's not about just kind of implementing stuff from day one and just sell, but just thinking about future plans to make sure the building blocks are there to be able to monetize. And so how do you do this? Well, again, research and education. Look at creators similar to you and ask yourself, what are they doing? How are they making money? Would this work for me? Start evaluating the options and start writing them down. These could be things like affiliate marketing, brand partnerships, digital products, merch, UGC, private community. Try to figure out how you can align your monetization strategies with your content and audience to ensure authenticity and relevance to prevent damaging trust and your brand. And I do actually have a video on this that talks a little bit more in depth about working with brands and aligning it with your content and kind of making money. So if you enjoyed this video, then I think you should check this one out as well.